Hello everyone, today we are at Skinland. We are on a trading site. I will talk to you about this. Of course, before moving on to the cases, before continuing with the video, by clicking the link I left in the description, you will get a $1 bonus for a $10 deposit, a $5 bonus for a $50 deposit, or a $10 bonus for a total deposit or trade of $100. You can deposit a maximum of $1,000 unless you complete KYC verification at the banks. It's not a total of $1,000 each time you deposit.
The limit for crypto transactions is $1,000.
As long as you do not complete KYC verification, you can increase this limit after completing KYC verification. The transaction fee is deducted by the bank, not entirely by Skinland. Just so you know, Afia, now that we've explained this part, you can see friends actively trading here, including Dota 2, Rust and CSGO friends. We have a short video here, how to get Skinland's trade URL, how to register an email, how to select a Skinland item, how to obtain a balance. There's a short video about it. Below, you can also see the other partnered YouTube channels. It continues from small to large. Let's move on to our inventory. Friends, Skinland no longer has an 80-day waiting period. For example, if I wanted to sell this item, I could sell it directly. My balance would come to my inventory. I can spend this balance as I wish. But if you want to withdraw the item as cash, there is an 8-day waiting requirement for bank or crypto. Only this Skinland balance, meaning there is no 8-day waiting period when trading. You can't find this on most sites anyway. Skinland can immediately adapt to Steam's updates like this, friends. Some friends, for example, use, unfortunately, it doesn't take cheap items. Since it has a surplus of 0.2, 0.3, it has a surplus of this item. For example, it doesn't take this souvenir item. We have such minor issues. Unfortunately, it doesn't take items with a surplus or very cheap items. Apart from that, most other items, including cases and capsules, regardless of stickers, well, not regardless, it doesn't take very cheap things like those given by Steam friends, but you can easily sell any of your items. It is completely reliable, friends. Let's get to the transactions right away. As you can see here, we have a total of 100 transactions. In fact, let me show you the proof of the 8-day waiting period. My items haven't arrived yet, but I've already spent the balance. I sent it at 10:51 and I spent it the next day. The same balance, 4.29, 4.25 cents. In fact, my 4 cents are here. So the remaining lost 4 cents are currently in my inventory. For example, I bought a sticker foil. Yes, let's go to my profile. Look here, instead of how to get the trade URL, you can click to go to the place to get your trade URL and save it. After entering your email address, send the code, and after entering the code, you can confirm. KYC verification is not necessary unless you are doing a large amount of transactions. If you want to make a large transaction, Skinland requires KYC verification, friends. Yes, let's move on to the skin purchasing section. Here, from our privileged options, for example, I want to track this item. The price dropped, increased. I want to indicate whether I will buy it accordingly. And you don't have to log in every day to search for this item. For example, show favorites there. I added it to my favorites. Once I clicked, it went to my favorites. As you can see, you can continuously track the items like this. When you click, it will immediately show the current issue. For example, let's say I immediately write Zeus here. I couldn't write it. Zeus, but for example, quite a few Zeus items start to appear like this dragon. Immediately failed tested. I clicked, I added this to favorites from here. And you can set the floats from here, friends. For example, 30, 36, 30, 78. This is already more suitable, and I recommend getting items with a trade duration. Of course, sometimes it might be suitable. I don't always recommend it. For example, there's not much fluctuation in this, but after this is sold, there is a $1 difference at $31. If you don't want to pay an extra dollar, you can buy this or wait and buy on the last day with your balance. It's completely reliable and you can purchase at the exact minute and hour shown in the transactions, friends. I clicked on it here. I can follow it currently, as you can see. Let's even do Axia. I typed it wrong again. Let's say clock minimal 1. Let's click like this, and as you can see, our item is available here. You can check it in every way. In fact, this is $86. The last exchange time of $87. There is not a big difference, but I recommend checking it occasionally, just so you know. Now that I've shown this, you can search for the float you want here. You can write it. For example, we wrote the item you want. When you search from here, it comes up directly, unfortunately. Let's write the price range. I will buy an item worth $150, but I want the float to be 0.15. Let's use it in the mission because it's a rare float. It's not in these knives, usually in items or skins in weapons. Because these are used in Tradeups, there might not be a big difference in knives, or you might get them for their float. It looks nicer depending on its wear, so we can say it's slightly worn. You can see red and pink items like this. These are used for Tradeups for the next red item, friends. As you can see, did I click on the slightly opened one? We made a mistake. Let's immediately increase the price. Let's also enter our float. We entered too many different floats there. 0.15. I wrote it down as well. It won't show me an item below or above 0.15. I made it 1007. I went too far. Let's remove 10. There are no trade-up items left. We're not looking for a red item. For example, stat track or boom. I clicked. All of these are 0.15. There isn't even one 0.16. The price difference affects overpay, friends. For example, 133 0.15. The normal price is 133.50. There's not a big difference, but some can be added. For example, the first 3 items are directly 0.15. You can close these. For example, if you want to do a trade up for a higher item. Now that we've explained this, let's call it a day. Friends, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. Goodbye.